Hi Math 8 students, today we're taking a look at some volume word problems. Jordan has an Arizona iced tea can that is 10 inches tall with a diameter of 3 inches. Colleen has a Sprite can that is 8 inches tall with the same diameter as the iced tea can. How much more liquid is in the iced tea can? Round to the nearest whole inch. So our goal here is to find the volume of both cans, subtract their volume, and find how much more is in the iced tea can. So both are cylinders. We can start by finding the iced tea can's volume. So we use that formula pi r squared h. We keep in mind that we're given the diameter is 3, so that means the radius is half of 3 or 1.5, and the height of the iced tea can is 10. So now we have volume equals pi times 1.5 squared, which if you don't know, you can use your calculator, but I know it's 2 1/4 times 10. Then we leave it in terms of pi first. So 2 1/4 times 10 is 22.5 pi. And that would be inches cubed. Now, we can leave that for now and round to the nearest whole inch later on. So let's leave that. Next, we have the Sprite can, whose volume, again, is going to be calculated with pi r squared h. The Sprite can has a diameter also of 3, so a radius of 1.5, and a height of 8. So again, 1.5 squared, I keep forgetting to write that squared, but no, that's there, is 2.25. And we're going to multiply that by 8. So 10 times 2.25 was pretty easy to do. 8, I don't know off the top of my head, so I'm going to take out my calculator. 2 1/4 times 8 is 18. So in terms of pi, the Sprite can's volume is 18 pi inches cubed. So now again, it says how much more liquid is in the iced tea can. So I'm going to do 22.5 minus 18, and we get 4.5 pi difference. So now I'm going to multiply by pi and round to the nearest whole inch. Which is 14.13, but we want to round to the nearest whole, so it's about 14 cubic inches more. So we could finish this with a statement. The iced tea can holds 14 inches cubed more liquid than the Sprite can. Done. All right, so a lot of things had to go on for that problem to actually answer it, but I think you guys can handle this. Again, take your time, don't rush, and you can do it. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. Here, Kathy has a cylindrical fish tank that is 18 inches tall with a diameter of 8 inches. She fills the tank 7/8 of the way full of water. What is the volume of the water in the tank? Round to the nearest tenth of an inch. So we have to start by finding the volume of the fish tank. Then we're going to multiply it by 7/8 to find the volume of the water. All right, so volume equals pi times r squared, and we know that the diameter is 8, so the radius is 4, and the height is 18. So that's volume equals pi times 16 times 18. So that's volume equals 16 times 18, which is 288 pi inches cubed. Then we multiply by pi, and we want to the nearest tenth, so that's 904.8 inches cubed. All right, so now we want 7/8 of that. So we do 7/8 of 904.8. Now remember, when we're multiplying by a fraction again, we can divide by the denominator and multiply by the numerator. So 904.8 divided by 8 times 7 is 791.7 inches cubed. So that is our answer. And maybe we want to add water there because that's how much water is in the tank. All right. Again, not too tricky, but make sure you reread it to be sure that you actually answered the question. All right. Most kids would look at this and only find the volume of the fish tank, forget to multiply it by 7/8 to find the volume of the water. All right. Next problem. A can of soda has a height of 4.75 inches and a radius of 1 1/4 inches. A box that is approximately 5 by 8 by 5.5 inches contains a 6-pack of soda. Approximately how much space is not used by the soda cans in the box? Round to the nearest hundredth of an inch. So we haven't done volume of rectangular prisms or boxes, but in this case they're asking us to do it. You've done it in the past. So a rectangular prism's volume is just length times width times height. So we can start by finding the volume of the box. So volume is length times width times height, or in this case, 5 times 8 times 5.5. So we can do that quickly in our calculator. 5 times 8 times 5.5 is 220 inches cubed. Then for the soda, we use our volume formula for a cylinder, and that's going to be pi times r squared for the radius is 1.25 and 4.75 for the height. So we evaluate our exponents first. So that's 1 1/4 squared, which is 1.5625, and we're not going to round yet. Then we can multiply that by 4.75. So we get 7.421875 pi. And then we can multiply that by pi, rounding to the nearest hundredth. We get 23.32 inches cubed. So now that's only the volume of 1 can of soda. We have 6, so we're going to multiply that by 6. And we get 139.92 inches cubed. So now again, it says how much space is not used by the soda cans in the box. So lastly, we're going to do 220 minus 139.92. And we get 80.08 as our final answer. So 80.08 inches cubed of space is not used by the soda in the box. All right, so again, lots of stuff going on there. It would be very easy to forget to multiply by 6 in that case, and then forget to subtract to find the volume of the space that's not used. So again, make sure you go back and read the question to be sure that you actually answered it. All right, so hopefully this is all making some sense to you, because you guys are going to try some problems on your own. Make sure you check in with me so I can be sure that you've got it right before moving on to today's exit tickets and homework.